Hi everybody, this is Oleg. Greetings from Portland, Oregon. Now it's more like it's typical winter. Rains a lot, which I don't mind. Is helping to melt all this ice. The parking lots are still covered in ice, but with the help of rain it should disappear sooner rather than later. And I do prefer that over snow and over ice. You will owe nothing and you'll be happy. Probably to most of you familiar phrase from Klaus Schwab. And how did you ever think how they will make you want to own nothing and be happy? Well, I want to share in this video with you something what's happening in Russia. And by the way, I know some of you think that Putin is like world savior and he fights the West and all this blah blah blah. You know, you can obviously believe whatever you want, but it's not what they say, it's what they do. All you need to do is just look at what they do, and then it becomes clear whose side they're on. And unfortunately, I'll be talking about Russia in this video. Obviously, Putin is not on the people's side. You know, most of you know that he went to Schwab school, you know, and it seems like he is going with agenda just as fast as everybody else, in some cases even faster. They have now, for an example, in Moscow, the traffic light that is biometric. First one in Moscow. They also had first biometric wedding in Moscow, which means they didn't have to, you know, where they had to sign, they didn't have to show their IDs. All they had to do is show their faces, and they will recognize who they are. So AI, Putin is pushing AI as hard as he possibly can. I think he wants to get ahead of everybody. I mean, at the moment, I think China is the champion in this marathon when it comes to AI, but I think Putin wants to come ahead of everybody, in my personal opinion. So anyway, suddenly, I just want to share one quick example. Maybe some of you, if you watch what's going on and follow what's going on in Russia, some of you might know this, but suddenly in several different cities, pipes have been bursting, water pipes in Russia. Just suddenly. It was okay, maybe occasional breakdown, occasional accident, but just like a few months ago, suddenly all the trains started to get derailed here in the United States. In Russia, suddenly pipes get burst in various cities, and they do a lot of damage to people's properties. I'm talking about big pipes. I'm not talking about some small 2-inch pipe. No, giant water pipes that just get burst in the middle of the winter. Pipes in those high-rise apartments. You know, in former USSR, there is a lot of them. You know, they call them projects here in New York City, at least that's how they call them, those high-rise apartments. Over in former USSR, whether it's Ukraine or Russia, you actually own your apartment in one of those projects. And same thing, those water pipes suddenly get burst inside those big projects and flood whole bunch of apartments in the same time. People spend money fixing them. I watched an interview. One guy said, he took out a loan to, do remodel, and now everything is ruined. And now I'm going back to you will own nothing and you will be happy. Now, those owners of those properties, once everything is ruined in the middle of the winter, and what if it happens again as soon as they fix the mess? Do you think they're gonna wanna be there? Probably not. They're probably gonna go and maybe rent somewhere and say, you know what, I'm renting here, I don't put a dime into maintenance, and if anything happens, the heck with that. It's not my responsibility, it's owner's responsibility. He might say, I'd rather rent than own. Just like me when it comes to semi trucks. If I go back to trucking, I'm thinking now it's better to drive someone else's truck than my own, because if it's my own truck, I gotta do the maintenance, which is very expensive. On the truck, everything seems like it's made out of gold. Very expensive. Everything is in thousands, no matter what you do. And so, same thing with property owners. If you're gonna have, pipes bursting here and there, maybe now water pipes, of course, all the infrastructure has been neglected, I'm sure, for years. But still, why suddenly they burst in various cities? Anyway, in my opinion, is to discourage people from owning those property, run away from there, rent somewhere else. Just like they had those crazy riots in France, and all those riots, they were destroying small business. That business owner, do you think he wants to continue if his business gets destroyed? Probably not. So I think it'll take time, it'll take some years, but I think they're working in that direction. They can't just say, you know what, get out of your house, we want you to rent, we want you to own nothing and be happy. No, they're not gonna say it like that. They're gonna make all these crazy situations, with bursting pipes, with just burning out certain parts of Hawaii, with whatever derailed trains, and then the area gets contaminated with chemicals and people are forced to leave. You get my drift. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to smack the like button, share this video if you find it interesting or useful. And leave me a comment. Any kind of comment, just for the sake of algorithm. Alright, take care everybody. We'll see you in the next upload.